Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Anime Watch Club, a bi-weekly group discussion and review where the host of the What You Say Anime podcast nominate and vote on shows either we haven't seen or shows that hopefully lead to a great discussion. On today's episode, the Yaoi on Ice fan club will be reviewing the 2026 anime Medalist Season 2. Let's toss it over to Pat for a quick synopsis rundown, and then we will be diving into the conversation.
Yeah, all right. Well, as Pete said, we're watching Yaoi on Ice Season 2, aired in winter of 2026, done by Studio NG, I believe is how you'd say that. Sourced from a manga, genres of drama, sports, performing arts, and it's a seinen. I forgot about that, and I think I said the same exact thing when we did Season 1 of Yaoi on Ice, that I forgot it was a seinen. So, yeah, let's get right into it. It's only 9 episodes compared to the usual 12, so not as much content to spoil, but spoiler free, I guess. First impressions. Miles, why don't you start us off? And would you recommend Season 2 after we've all watched Season 1 at this point?
Yeah, so Season 1 was one of my favorite, if not my favorite anime from last year. I'm a big Medalist fan. This season is fine. That's sort of my first impression on it. I think it's okay. I think it's a pretty big step down from Season 1. I just don't think the narratives and stuff are as good, or they're recycled. In the same way that Pete doesn't like it when they use a song more than once. I don't like it when they use a moral in a sports anime more than once.
You already learned that lesson. Stop it.
Yeah, exactly. I need everything resolved in neat 24-minute bite-sized manners. Would I recommend it? Yeah, I guess, because I'm going to be relatively mean to this anime compared to, well, definitely compared to what I did for Season 1, but I also think compared to the general public. But I also think at the end of the day, it's 9 episodes. I think they knew they didn't really have a lot to work with here, and they could have made this 6 or 4 episodes or something, and it would have been fine. But I think they cut it reasonably well, and what's coming up is hopefully going to be exciting and well put together. So I in the sense that it gets the story from here to there, and it's not a large investment, I would recommend it, because I still have faith in Medalist as a work. I think that not everything is meant to be cut into little bits for anime, as it's adapted. And I think that this 9 episode sequence is proof of that. That's my personal take. So there you go.
There we go. All right. Pete, what about you?
I'm going to be the exact opposite of Miles, because I thought this was I would say a big step up, but I thought just how they presented what they were presenting in Season 2 was fantastic. It reminded me a lot of when we go into different seasons of Haikyuu, for instance, where the interpersonal aspect of the show is sort of secondary, where it was more focused in the first season, and we're actually more focused on the sports element in this season. And it's something that I like, because we kind of already got introduced to sort of the setup of where Inori is going to go in her journey. So now we get to see the journey. And with that is the trials and tribulations, the hurdles that she has to jump through or jump over or spin over. And I think we got a great introduction to that in this season, especially episodes 2, where for expo dump type of episodes normally are pretty boring. I found it fascinating learning more about what tournament ice skating is like, how it's structured, how you earn points, how you can earn more points, how you can lose points, what's important about that, and really dive into the sports aspect of ice skating. And so that's what I appreciated from what Season 2 brought to the table. I would absolutely recommend this. I thought this was one of the best seasons of sports anime I've ever seen. I thought it was incredible. Absolutely incredible.
This is interesting. If you guys don't, Pat, you need to give your first impressions. I have an impromptu first discussion point, though, based on what Pete said.
Okay. Well, yeah. Let me do those first impressions quick then. Some of us were very high on the show. Others were very low or middling on it. I'm somewhere right in the middle, so it works out perfectly. I am the middleist.
No,
the middleist.
We'll see that in Discord now.
Oh no.
Yeah, I was mad at them until I watched it. Then I was like, wow, they were kind of spitting.
Were they saying that? I missed
Yeah,
that
people were
conversation.
saying that.
Preston was saying
I
it as a joke, and then he gave it a 9.
I have to apologize to people who were saying that because I was mad, but they were right.
I love it. I love it. Yeah, so I'm somewhere in the middle between those two reviews of very different types. It's weird. Like I'm sitting here, like I really am glad I watched it. I want more, but I also feel like this was maybe a slight step down from season 1 and doesn't feel like on its own would have very much merit is the big thing. I don't think that these 9 episodes, if it was our first show, like the first season alone, like say standalone without anything else added to it, I don't think it would be that great, which isn't fair, of course, to the show, but I'm saying that more in the sense of like how to rate this specific season of it. Like it feels like it should have been attached to the first season. I don't understand. I know we kind of conceded this already too, where you can't really control what gets made into an anime or how it gets split up. But hey, I can't control my ratings sometimes either, apparently. So, I'm we'll talk about that.
Rating.
No, I can't. It just happens, Sometimes you hit the triple Sao Chow and other times you don't. I know that's not how you say it, by the way, before anyone gets at me. I'm just a hockey guy at heart, having my fun. Yeah, I don't know. We'll talk about it more, I think, because that is a pretty contentious point of ours. But I'm somewhere in the middle where I still enjoyed it quite a bit, and I look forward to the movie. I believe Pete said before we started recording is coming as the next segment. And I just, it felt like it ended abruptly is how I felt. But I would still recommend it. If you liked Medalist, you'll still enjoy it enough, I think, to like it and want more. So yeah, there we go. That's 3 recommends-ish, sort of, we'll say, for Yaoi on Ice Season 2. Miles, you would normally do a synopsis, but I don't really feel like that's necessary with a second season. We're just kicking things off right where we left off. So why don't we get right into our first discussion point?
I'm just going to give like a 5-second synopsis. She's trying to qualify for the All Japan Novice Tournament so that she can skate against Hikaru. That's the goal of this season. Qualify for that. So I guess like my first discussion topic is, and I'm curious. I think Pete and I are on different spectrums of this, so I want us both to give our takes, and then Pat, you can fill in too. We've all played sports before. If you're watching sports media, an anime, a movie, whatever it may be, how much do you want the technical aspects of that sport explained to you, like the basic technical parts of it, like how the scoring works for jumps and like things like that? Because the answer that I have is basically none. I don't want any. Don't take any airtime up with that. Everyone who is participating in this knows how this works, right? And it always takes me out when they, one way or the other, shoehorn in someone who doesn't know anything about skating or volleyball or basketball or whatever, and is like, what happens when you make a layup? And then they explain what layups are. And then there's like a 45-second to 2-minute explanation. Like Wikipedia exists, and I will look it up if I need to know how this stuff sort of works. It always takes me out when they do these like dive explanations on like whatever, because it just sort of feels like I'm watching a documentary instead of like a drama for whatever period of time it is. Now, Pete, you like this.
I did.
Obviously.
I really did.
Yeah. Well, you like this like device, right? Where they go in on like the sports stuff. So
yeah, because it's
one of
those things where like you have to find a way to explain it to the audience, and I think just the default way of doing that is let's have a character in the show not understand it, so that way we can explain it to the audience. And while I do think it's like lazy, I think it's necessary. And so it's more of how you present that information rather than just like the setup. And what I liked with Medalist is that when they were doing the expo dump in episode 2, they were using like fun, colorful graphs to like showcase how different like types of moves fall into this category, and then doing it this way results in this many points. And it was more structured in a way for me to understand rather than just somebody telling me it. They were also showing me it in like graphs and then the visualizations of like the jumps and the moves that they were doing. So it's well, I guess it's one of these things. It's like, are you watching Medalist for the cast or are you watching Medalist as well for the sports aspects? Because I think if you are watching this for the sports aspect, it's necessary because it's a type of sport that I don't think many people understand the scoring to. Where it's something that I think it's something like basketball, where even if you've never played basketball before, you know if the ball goes in the hoop, you get points. Maybe you don't know how many points or repercussions if you get fouled, that type of thing, but you know those score points. With ice skating, I don't know if a backflip is worth more than a triple Salchow or whatever Pat called it. I don't know if it's is a double axle spinny thing more points than your dance routine. Like I don't know that stuff. So if I'm watching the show and I'm seeing people perform their moves, I want to know, be like, oh, that was a triple axle. That's worth 9 points. That's cool. Like I know that because if they don't tell me that, I don't know that.
Backflips were banned until like 2 years ago, by the way. Like, I am pretty sure when Medalist was being written, like, Jun is basically like, do a backflip now. That is an insanely dangerous thing to do. That context is pretty important, I guess, for that scene.
It makes sense because Jun is insane.
Yes.
Well, yeah. It's not allowed in like in competitions as
it wasn't allowed in competition until 2024.
And your scoring too, like even like the quad god does it, but it doesn't give him any points. It's the same as if he just skated backwards. We're talking real life there, but yeah, it's a very interesting thing.
Oh, is it? That's interesting.
Yeah, he does it. He literally would. Yeah, he does it because he wants to. He's incredibly based. I wish he performed better at the
Benson
Olympics.
Boone of ice skating. Got it.
I like Benson Boone. I like that song. I have to admit it's fun and I like the sample because it's a great song. Olivia Newton-John. Anyways, to circle back to Miles's question. I don't know if this is a fair answer to your question, but when I know what the sport is, I hate it when they do exposition dumping. And when I don't know what the sport is, I love it when they do the exposition dumping. And so this is a great example where like, yeah, I know how to skate. So I'm glad that I think they did it in season 1, but they're not like talking about the technical intricacies of how you stand on a skate, because a skate blade, fun little fact, little peek behind the curtains here for you guys that don't skate. It's not one blade. It's not one edge. It's almost like a tunnel, like a tunnel under a hill. The shape on the bottom of the blade, if you really zoom in on it, it's a very cool little thing that you wouldn't know by looking at it. You'd think that it's just like a knife blade or whatever. So in this case, in this show, I thought that, like what Pete said, they did a good job with the exposition in the sense of making it interesting visually as well as explaining like vocally, like, and making the sport make sense to someone that understands the difficulty of it but doesn't understand the literal technical scoring. So I thought that they did a good job of it in this show. But yeah, if you're a figure skater, you're probably sitting there like, well, actually they were wrong about this and that point, in the same way that I sit there and I watch freaking Blue Lock, which I don't watch Blue Lock, by the way, but I hear about Blue Lock, or I hear you guys talk about it, and I'm like, this is the worst. Like, what do you mean? This is not how soccer is played. This is not how you play this sport.
To be fair, that's intentional. That's like the point of
True. That is the point of Blue Lock. Okay, maybe that was a bad example, but then I don't know.
I understand.
Any other sport, any other sport, like the golf. All right, fine. Birdie wing. Oh my God, no, I'm doing it again. Birdie wing's not supposed to be real golf either, right? No, but yeah, it's just like that's not. It's like the second you know something about it, it's like, wait a minute. That's not right. That was why are you wasting my time with this BS that isn't correct? I don't know. I think they do a good job of blending it in. And I liked the little tease too, that it was like, oh, well, they're explaining it because it's a little girl who has no idea what's going on. And then a guy who's too busy working to do anything else but work, needing to understand something, even though it's a little weird that he didn't go once to or like sit there watching it with his daughter or his wife. It's his wife.
Once.
Yeah, like never watched him once throughout his competing days, but whatever. Absent fathers are a thing apparently, right? So, even though he's not his dad either, I don't know. I'm talking too much. Does that answer your question though, Miles?
Yeah, I think that makes sense. I don't know. I just sort of always wish they would do things in the way where like you pick up bits and pieces of it as it goes on via like more natural conversations people would have. Like, okay, we're gonna do this because this scores more, than that. But not, as opposed to like explaining it
And they
talking
do
about
that later, right? With the
in a
with the
way.
quad spin.
The coaches together do that a
Yeah.
little bit, I feel like. I don't know. To me, there was just too much. Yeah, I don't know. Focus on the sport. I don't.
No, I totally get it. Like,
Yeah.
you're not wrong. They do focus on the sport a lot, but
Yeah,
This is why I don't watch sports anime. I watch sports, and then I get to watch the sports I want to watch. So
yeah,
I thought I liked it. In
I
this
guess I feel like this isn't the point in time that I want them to focus on the sport, because this is not a point in time Inori can lose, right? Like, I think a lot of it is that like this particular competition is like narratively a little predetermined,
that's fair.
and so that way I wish they were like doing more on like the personal stuff, and then once you get to like more top level skaters, right? Once you're in, I mean, if I had to guess the plot of Medalist, right? Inori. So after you win novice, if you're top 4 in novice nationals, you get invited to junior nationals, which is like the age up. And we met those people, I think, pretty early on in this season, including the one girl who lost to Hikaru because she got invited after winning novice. It reminds me of Glee. How
land
the
this
show
shit,
Glee.
Miles. Yes.
So there's a bit in the show Community. There's an episode that is based on Glee. It is very funny. The Mr. Shu stand-in ends up having killed the last Glee club to try to get the main characters Community in because they were better at singing. But regardless, a running joke through that is we need to qualify for regionals. And everyone's like, what does regionals mean? And everyone was like, I don't know. But after that is, sectionals, and then it's nationals, and then it just never stops. And we're always qualifying for a tournament. And I don't know, I had a little bit of that.
So
just
what you're telling me is you want them
this.
to expo dump the tournament structure.
I probably could have used some expo dump of the tournament structure.
I also agree with that.
I could use it. I could use it too, because I'm like, we literally started this episode, and we started this episode asking this question, and we were talking about this before we started recording as well. When is nationals, or how far away are we from like nationals, or where are we?
Okay, but there are levels to nationals that are age based. So Inori is in nationals right now. At the end of this season, she won her regional, she got into nationals. And then if she is top 4 in what she is in, which is called novice nationals, she gets invited to participate in junior nationals, which is like the next higher age bracket. Hikaru, I believe, won junior nationals last year and also novice nationals. But this was a point that I believe gets made early on in this season when Inori is going to like that first tournament she went to early on. And those like older girls come in who are like Olympic hopefuls or whatever. And, she's like, how do I get to the Olympics? But one of those people was like upset because Hikaru, I think, beat her in the junior nationals tournament. But there's another nationals tournament after that, which is, and this is why I needed the expo dump not to tell me how fucking the scores work, because if you do more twirly things, it's worth more. I can figure that one out.
Not necessarily true.
Not true.
Also
I
not
was about
true.
to say, yeah.
It depends on the type of twirly thing you're doing and da 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 da. But why are there two different national circuits? I'm unsure.
Why does the junior that wins the top 5 there get to supersede the next every other person that's a year older than them and automatically qualify for the next ages up championship?
Because
That's
if you're good
insane.
Well, it's to promote young talent, is what I'm assuming it is.
Okay, why doesn't why doesn't the AAA baseball team that wins AAA get to play in the MLB playoffs? You know what I mean? Like,
that's how soccer works.
Yeah, that's relegation in the Premier League.
No, that's okay.
It kind of is.
It's
not
100%
though,
right?
No, because you don't get promoted if like a team this would be like if a team in the championship finished with 100 points and got promoted and like finished top of the league in the championship and then made it to the Premier League, the next step up, and the top Premier League team had 95 points. Oh, you guys are the champions of the Premier League too, if it would feel like to me. Or you finished top 4. You would have finished top 4 if you were in the Premier League. Like, I guess my point is, it's like they don't, instead of having to compete, they get to qualify for the same tournament that the juniors get to, or that the age group above them gets to, without having to face the same competition or scoring requirements, maybe is a better way to put it, as the group ahead of them does. You know, like does that not?
This is how I picture it. Think of it like when you were playing hockey or whatever. Like you had like bantams. You had like bantam B, bantam A, and then after that it was like whatever JV or something like that. I don't know how your structure works, but it's essentially something along the lines of what I feel like it is that if you're 12, you are competing at this bracket. But if you're 10 and you're good enough, you can move up and compete with the 12-year-olds, but the 12-year-olds can't go the opposite direction. And that's kind of what it feels like, because that's kind of like how our sports is structured, where like if you're good enough and you're young enough, you can play up, but if you're old enough and bad enough, you don't play down.
Right. I guess that makes sense from like a full season perspective. I just thought it was weird that they like go from, you win your ages championship, that means you're also going to compete against the champions of the other ages above you's championship. That's where I thought that was kind of goofy.
You're not competing against the champions, you're competing in their tournament, right? So you like the 4 best novices get to compete against however many people are in the junior nationals. It's basically like you get some, because you're the best of your age group, you get some more exposure and you get to compete at a higher level and everything, especially with something like figure skating, where, people who are, they keep beating this home. Like, you start how early you start training and how early you're put on these like Olympic tracks and everything. It's kind of like, it's not the same, but you know how like EPL teams will like sign people at like 13 and just like shove them in an academy, and they probably get to play against people who are like way fucking better than them and like older than 13 or whatever. But because, it's that sort of thing, I guess, just slightly more structured in a national bracket type of deal.
I guess that makes it make a little more sense. And then it's an extra tournament that they get to do, not they skip up to the next level at the
because if they're still like, because Hikaru is still doing novices this year, right? Because she is in that age bracket, she still has to do that. But if she wins, she gets to go to the Pro Bowl for novices, which is the junior tournament, basically. It's
Pro
like
Bowl for novices. I like that.
Yeah, except for people take it seriously.
People used to take the Pro Bowl seriously.
Not since I've been watching it.
It's been a long time. It's been a long ass time. But they did used to take it seriously.
Not in the last 20 years. But that's the general structure they're going at, which I don't know. I guess we were all like a little confused by it.
So could have used it, apparently, the exposition there.
Well, okay, but see, this comes back to my thing. Why do I know this? Because of my theory of just Google it. See, they didn't need to explain it, because I just, I was like, I wonder how this works. And then I typed in, Japanese figure skating tournament brackets and stuff. Like,
I feel like you need a healthy mix of both. if you want.
Yeah.
I feel like it needs to be
You
presented
do. You
in
do
a
need
way.
some both, right? Like you do need both.
Let me say this: what it like, what it presented in the show, like, did it like make sense? Did you understand it? Did you comprehend it? Like, I think that is what's important than sort of like what they did. I wish you guys watched the new Jujutsu Kaisen season, because there's literally an episode devoted to the rules of the game that they have for the season, and people just lost their fucking mind that they had to read in anime. So it's like, it always comes back to this. It's just like, can you guys take like an episode and just chill?
So you're okay. Wait, so Pete, you're a very big fan of Fate Zero Episode 1.
Yeah, I mean, walking around the chairs is cool, right?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, and explaining the rules of the game.
Yeah. It's
yeah. Okay.
It's fun. Yeah,
I think it's dull as fuck.
it is.
I'll figure it out.
It is, but it isn't. like if you wrote down a piece of paper, like what happened in that episode, it's like two people walked around the chair and explained the rules. Like, it sounds dumb as shit, but then when I watch it, I'm like, oh, interesting. I don't know. It's hard to describe. It's about how you present it, not like what it is.
Yeah.
And Fate
no,
is
and
stupid,
I mean, I
but
do
it's fun.
agree. There's definitely some of that. I just I don't know. I just like, for media, I like to get like, just sort of dive in. You know what I mean? Like, for a game that I get to play in some capacity, I will listen to people talk about the rules for like ever.
Yep.
But to me, it's like, if I really cared about ice skating, I would watch ice skating.
You know what show you would love?
Oh,
Chicago Fire. It just
okay.
it just dives in. Like, it doesn't, who cares? Just, here you go.
Does
You know,
not
they're
explain.
in Chicago and they're battling fires. You would love that show.
You know what's good?
It wasn't me this time.
I know.
Yeah. It wasn't me this time. I just want to throw it out there that it wasn't me.
We haven't brought up Chicago Fire in a minute, so.
Hey, it is. It's because Kat
we
hasn't
need
been here
to.
to bring up Reno 911, or not Reno.
Oh, I was like,
whatever.
what?
Not Reno. What's it called? 911. It's just called
911 Lodestar.
Lone Star is the Rob Lowe one. Yes. But what I really took away from the last like 10 minutes of our discussion about basically nothing was
Welcome to podcasting.
for being, or not medalist, I should say, specifically at least, or Yaoi on Ice, is that Miles is giving me consent to have my phone out at the movie theater Googling things while I'm watching the Medalist movie when it comes to the States next time.
No, okay, but the Medalist movie is going to be one tournament, right? So you're good.
Oh yeah.
Unless the Medalist movie is really bad, and then it will be more than one tournament.
Better not. I'd be so
It's
pissed.
gonna be Breaking Dawn Part 1 and 2, like split it up into two things.
This is even going to be
God.
like a Netflix movie. This is a featured film. Like, it better be fucking good.
Yeah,
Nope,
but it's
so.
like, you know how like we don't have that last Haikyuu movie out, but you know how they're like really shoving a lot of stuff in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that is my, I guess, theoretical concern. If they want to, the Medalist movie will be one tournament unless it is bad, is what I'm sticking to it.
What how far into the future, not to peek too far behind the curtain, but like how much further ahead is the manga? Is it finished?
We
or
get like
is
a
it
2-year time skip in the manga where they're at right now.
I
where
think
they're
it's
at?
one.
It's 1 or 2. It's not
Yeah.
that much further into the future right now.
But I'm
Some stuff definitely happens. They started foreshadowing some of the like coaching changes and team changes that'll be happening in the future this season. In the way that, oh my god, this season is what's the database anime, Pete?
Log Horizon?
Yeah, season 3. That's what this is.
doesn't help me.
I was gonna bring it up because it's like it kind of is, right? Like,
Yeah, no, I'm being 100%. This is that's not derogatory. I just mean that seriously.
No,
Like,
100%,
that's
yeah.
what this is.
So I'm sorry to clarify what my question was like how many more 12 episode seasons could be made after this movie before we catch up to the manga?
ooh, 1, I want to say.
So like we're not caught up, but we're getting there.
I
is my
wouldn't be
question.
surprised after the movie if we either don't get more Medalist or we don't get Medalist for like 3 to 4 years. But
Interesting.
I know it's
Okay.
very popular in Japan. I know it's not quite the level of like Haikyuu or anything like that, but like it did spark ice skating participation in Japan and stuff like that. Like, it has an impact on ice skating in Japan, but I don't think they put out enough chapters fast enough for them to continue maybe one more season, but like I don't think this is going to be a series that we're going to get finished in anime.
Yeah, I suspect we'll get this movie at the very least, and then it just depends on how long it goes, because there's no reason you couldn't do this for a long time if you wanted to.
I think it just ends at her winning a medal, right?
She already won a medal.
I mean, like the Olympic medal. When I say, yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's a long time though. That's
How old is she?
She's 10 or
11?
11 right now.
So 8 years until she's
7, 8 years. Yeah.
It's actually no. Sometimes they're like 16 and skating, I guess. But like,
she is in the most recent chapters 13 according to the wiki.
Okay, and I think she's 10 or 11 right now.
I look forward to the time skip. I mean, that was going to be one of my questions later for a discussion point, but I guess we can do it now since we're there. I would like this show if they were high schoolers so much more than young children, because I feel like the nuance and the intelligence that they show about their sports and understandings and things like that, like even like protege 10-year-olds in baseball or in football or wherever aren't showing like that level of understanding, in my opinion, of the sport that they're doing and the things that they're doing. I feel like it kind of like takes me out of it in the same way, Miles, the exposition will take you out of it sometimes. It takes me out of it when this 11-year-old that, even if you're growing up obsessed with a sport, like when I grew up obsessed with hockey, I didn't understand like second, third, fourth, tertiary levels of strategy and scoring and things like that until I was at least in high school. So like it feels like it just takes me out a little bit. Does that happen to you guys at all, or would you enjoy it more if it was older? Also because it would get to this Olympic medal dream faster.
Yeah.
I guess I get it though too, because you can't have. Well, I'm about to say you can't have a character start skating when they're in high school and then win an Olympic medal and be like successful at skating, but they also literally have that character in the show in Tsukasa, correct? Like he doesn't he doesn't win an Olympic medal, but he's at the top.
This is the thing I did want to talk about.
He's not at the top though. I mean, he's high up, but like
at his peak, he was though. It was shown, I thought at least, that he was competing
he was
for
an
like
ice dancer, which is
it's different sport, of course, too, but not that different. In like, there's people that are training their whole lives for that too. Yeah, he was in. That's my point. Like, I guess my point is like he started really late. Like the whole point is like, oh, you can't do this and then succeed. And I'm sure that'll be something they talk about later, where it's like, oh, thank goodness we did start Inori early enough. But I just wish they were older. I wish it wouldn't take me out of it.
Can I go first?
Sure.
Because I think that defeats the entire purpose of this story if it is not that. Like the whole point is Tsukasa didn't have the means to skate when he was younger in the way that he wanted to. It took him having essentially a sponsor family and him paying for his own training in order to get to where he is. He sees Inori as the child that he was at that age and takes her in essentially. So no, I think if the character was older, it would defeat the entire purpose of the show.
Well, why can't you just do it with Inori at like 13 or something like that? Or maybe a way to rephrase it would be, I want it to move faster.
It's the context of what the sport is. It's the same thing with like if you wanted to be a world-class piano player, I feel like, where like the people who are world-class piano players started playing when they were 4. That's just facts. Like, are there some people who are world-class piano players that started when they were 18? Absolutely. But I bet 95% of them started when they were 4. Ice skating, ping pong, like these types of sports where like it's so technical and it's so skilled where you need the repetitions more than anything. And with that is time. And you need that when you start young. So in the context of ice skating, I would say no, it is absolutely necessary to have the story start here. For if you want Tsukasa to be the character that he is, the other main character has to be the younger version of him.
Yeah, I think I generally agree. What I will say is I think Inori is, for the pacing, succeeding a little too quickly for my personal
I
taste.
would love to talk about this.
Okay, because I guess I would like to see, because like I like her more as like a scrappy underdog as opposed to like some sort of like uh you know
Natural.
prodigy that just happened to start later. Like I think that's less interesting when you sort of do that. And because they start younger, in my head, when you if I, I'm plotting this out, that gives her more time to like scrape and scrap her way to the top eventually. And so what you could do is start her at around the same age, because that's genuinely like around the cutoff to start skating and be successful at it, is like her age. Like it's really close to about as old as you get to start, doing this and be on the track that she wants to be on. But have her lag behind a little bit because she started late. Be successful, but not up to the level of these, people who've been doing it forever. Like, I've heard that one poor girl who's like been grinding since she was like 3, and Inori shows up and she's been doing this for 7 months and just crushes her. It just, I don't know. You just gotta feel bad. Uh, but I think having her start at this age is good. Currently in the manga, she's 13, and that happens over the course of 36 chapters, Pat. So I don't know if that's, quick enough. It may be a little bit quicker. I think we both agree that this season is like a little sort of drug out. So, if you had a world where she was getting to be that age at episode like 16 instead of like a theoretical episode 30 or something like that, perhaps that would work a little better for you.
I
But
just would like
think
it to move faster.
Yeah.
Maybe then is the better way to phrase that. But I'm just frustrated where I'm like, okay, because like this tournament, I get that there were different stakes, but it didn't really feel like there were different stakes. It didn't feel like we had changed.
No, I didn't feel anything for this tournament. It meant nothing to me.
Fair.
It just sort of felt like a check mark, a box for her to do, and that's a little bit of my issue. But Pete, you wanted to talk about the Inori thing?
Oh, I
that
just
had
want to
mentioned?
say that like her skill set of how she became, because we talked about this in the first review, is that Inori was practicing ice skating the entire time. She just wasn't practicing on ice. Like she's not a prodigy. She has been practicing for years. And I use this as an example because I did this when I played tennis. Is essential. It's the essential. Essentially, it's shadow boxing. It's practicing your technique, and golfers do this all the time too, with like your swing, where you're just swinging at nothing randomly out of nowhere. You're practicing your
Empty
technique,
hands.
and like those little things add up to your skill set. So Inori being in this bracket with how little of experience she has like on ice, I think makes sense because she developed her skill set elsewhere. But I don't think it would be one of those things where like it would translate if she was like 15, because she would be competing against people who had like, let's just say like 8 years of experience versus where she is now, where they have 3, 4, 5 years of experience. It equates more to her skill set now than it would later. So I think it makes sense in the context that like she's not just this prodigy who wins everything, that she has been busting her ass this whole time.
But your argument here is that she self-taught herself how to do this via osmosis of learning. Like that's
Yes.
very prodigious, right? Like that's
It is a thing. Like it is a thing. Freaking
yeah, but
the Tokyo Toe who just got signed to whatever. Like he learned kicking football from YouTube. Like shadowing what you see on ice and then doing it like on dirt translates to ice. Like it works in both ways. Like her training on off the ice is training for the ice.
yeah, but surely it's less efficient, right?
Yeah,
like
no,
than
sure.
actually. Yeah, so to me, it's I don't know. I guess I would just like it a little bit more if she had to. Okay, so in season 1, when she's like winning her thing, it's against a lot of people who are quite a bit younger than her, and it is a very entry level thing.
Yes.
To me, in my head, I don't completely understand the structure of all of this. But we went from her beating a character like Mittens, who had been doing it longer but is younger, right? And has some personality issues that makes it like a little harder, because she's like 5 or whatever. Um, it makes it like it's weird to me. She's competing against Hikaru, who people are like, yeah, she's probably going to be in the Olympics in a year. Like, she's like God's gift to figure skating. And like Inori went from beating a 7-year-old to competing against her after one extra tournament. It just, to me, it just feels weird. I just feel like we got here really quick and I missed something. I don't know.
But like Hikaru's probably gonna blow her out of the water, right? Like when they actually,
we can only hope so.
But, like if Inori loses by a point, that would be stupid, right? Like Hikaru should destroy Inori. But like the fact that they're in the same tournament, I don't think necessarily means anything.
But they were plotting the points, right? So if Inori does her routine, which admittedly they're sort of betting on one jump, right? Like she'll outscore because like Jun does the mental math to like figure out what they're planning to do because Rio's dad snitches on them.
What a rat.
Like a little beta boy who never won a gold and feels guilty for upsetting Daddy Jun. But I don't know. I guess that maybe it's just how they're presenting it. Maybe it is the attitude of Inori and Tsukasa where they're like, we're going to get this done no matter how impossible it is, right? And then the movie's going to happen and Inori's going to come in 8th. And,
Inori
get her ass
needs
kicked.
to lose in Medalist. Like, needs to lose.
I think
she needs to lose this tournament bad. I agree. Like, this is like, and then time skip a year to this again, maybe. And then we assume that she's been training this whole time, and then it becomes more believable. Like there we go. We come full circle to where I want this. Like, I would like us to be progressing faster, I guess, in the sense of like, she's progressing too fast in terms of winning right now to where it doesn't feel very realistic or like,
okay, guys, there's no chance she loses badly this tournament.
I think there's a chance. I really do.
Okay, so presuming we know, we have a movie coming up,
yes,
right? And that movie's going to be a big, and if we look at the splash art, right, it is, Inori facing Hikaru in a ice skating match, okay? Now, realistically, there is one place that can happen.
The UFC.
And it's, it's like, I don't know. Are they going to do a movie in the UFC ring? Are they going to do a movie, and at the end of that movie, Inori comes in like 8th or whatever? Or is she going to come in?
She'll get second.
Okay, that's not, by the way, that's not losing. You qualify and you get a silver medal. Like, that's technically losing. That is basically just as good as coming in first.
How about we debate it when the movie drops? We don't know what's going to happen. We're playing hypotheticals. But
I'm just worried about it, Pete. I have anxiety and I'm concerned.
Well, let's turn that anxiety upside down and talk about something fun.
We're playing the Justin Herbert game right now. We shouldn't be, because that's a boring game, the if game, right? So the one thing that I very much enjoyed about this movie, Jesus, brain fried. We're recording late tonight. It's okay. One thing that I very much enjoyed about this series, or this specific season of the series, was the way that Inori really learns from a lot of different sources and different coaches throughout. There's a lot of resources that are being given to her and afforded her, and I think that they show a pretty good job. They do a pretty good job of showing how she would be learning from all these different people, because it's important. There are all these different pieces that would go into each and every single one of these child's successes at these tournaments, right? So I thought that was really well demonstrated in this show, or in this season, even more so than it was in the first. What about you guys? What else did you like about this season compared to the first?
All the things that Miles hates.
Fair. Sorry, I set you guys up for that one, didn't I?
That's why I'm letting Pete talk. We're being positive right now, and he can talk about why he liked him and everything.
No, I mean, there's so many different elements. Like,
and I'll be quiet.
From like the pure sports element, like that's what I really liked about it. We got showcased so many different elements of competitive sports that I love. We got to see the fun side, hanging out with everybody who's competing. Like yeah, we might be rivals on the rink or whatever like that, but a lot of times like you're good friends with like the people that you're surrounded with like the same hobbies. And so we kind of got introduced to a new cast, and like you got to see like the fun and that interpersonal stuff that we got more of in season 1 with like the competitors in this. And then we got to see like more of the, I would say, the coaching side of like who Jun is, their approach, their styles of coaching, the contrast of Jun to Tsukasa. I really enjoyed just like do you take your style of coaching and apply it to your mentee, or how do you shape them? You adapt your styles to them, they adapt their styles to you, and that's kind of like what I feel like Inori and Tsukasa are. And then you had like the opposite with like Jun, who's just like, you need to do this, you have to do this, this is how we're doing it. And like those are two real and both effective ways of coaching depending on who you're coaching. Like that. The one thing I didn't like with the sports element, the harness stuff, was like one episode too long. Like that, to me, that's where it felt like it was dragging a little bit, where like I thought it was cool and interesting to see how they kind of like, especially with like the physics of like jumping and like how they like carry up, how skinny people can hold, people up in the air for 15 seconds. And it's like, it's all force and it's all whatever. I'm like, okay, that's cool. I like that a lot. Like, it's one of those things where it's like a lot of humans can do backflips. You just have to like practice the technique and then you can do it. The hardest reminded me of that, where it's like, it's in you. You just need to like, you need a little push, you need a little help, you need a little work on your technique. So I really enjoyed them diving into the sports element of figure skating in this season, because then it's just so well rounded. Like the first season was more interpersonal with a sports element. This to me was a sports show with like an interpersonal element as like the secondary. So it was a great mix, and I think it really does build up for what's to come, and it makes the moments more impactful, whether it's like connections based with the cast or if it's results based in the performances. I loved it, absolutely loved it.
Yeah. The technical stuff too, like when you learn how to skate, what do? First you stand and hold one of the sleds or whatever, and then from there you graduate to being able to skate on your own too. So I thought the harness was a very cool way to demonstrate how else you might train how to skate. One, just to stay on the positive note before we get to anything more negative.
Before we get to
hey, I've got negatives too, but one thing the other aspect that I very much enjoyed was them acknowledging and taking advantage of Tsukasa's background as an ice dancer versus a figure skater. I thought it was really cool how Inori's programs, I think they're called, were very clearly made by someone who is an ice dancer, and she was taught by someone who was an ice dancer, and like how they acknowledge the technical differences that style of skating would both help him with how he coaches her, but also would help her because of what she's learned, and then is able to formulate that into a program. And of course, it doesn't help in the literal scoring or the ability to fly through the air or do specific tricks, but or turns or whatever. But it does help in her connecting all of those together and making a program in a sequence that is different and good enough to compete with people that have been doing it for a very long time. I thought that was really well explained and also shown in the animation of her actually doing the things, and compared to the other skaters, pardon me. Miles, go ahead. Poo-Poo parade time. Let's do it. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
I'm going to talk about some things I liked, and then but I do think I figured out what my issue with the season is overall, because it's been a hard time for me to figure it out exactly. And I think I figured it out. But, I liked the coach talking, as you mentioned, like all the different coaches and like their perspectives and their interactions were good. I liked it with Tsukasa I think that we got like a little mini bit of Tsukasa sort of really coming into his own as a coach this season and starting to feel like he belongs, which was good. I liked that. When he's working with the different coaches and they're all sort of agreeing or disagreeing on how to deal with certain things. There's like that blue-haired coach and Tsukasa who are both a little like a little lighter on their students, a little more like buddy, like, hey, we got this. And then you have like some of their peers who are a little more like, no, you gotta, and that's always interesting to see because as Pete mentioned, it's viable, right? Like, and you saw that all the different students asked for different things from their coaches. Like, I don't want you to sugarcoat this. And other people were like, I need you to sugarcoat this because like I'm devastated right now, And it's sort of like in our Discord, join in the link below. We were talking about our managers and how much we like compliment sandwiches and or not the other day. And it's like a similar thing.
Yes.
Wow.
Right?
Callback. Yeah. So
like 4 people
sort of
don't get that, but the 4 people who get that are going to be like, yo.
It was, and we were a little split. Some people were like, I don't want that. Like, I hate it when people compliment me, just like say mean things to me and like tell me what to do better. And then like, some people like the compliments and like, I get that, but I know what I'm good at. Tell me what I'm bad at.
But the opposite,
I thought that was, yeah. I thought that was good. I liked that we got to see more of that family, even though, as Pat mentioned, it was like a little weird that they had never watched Tsukasa skate. Like you can go to nationals to watch your like adopted son. Like, Jesus Christ.
Was the mom dying at the time? Like,
she went. She watched
that's right.
skate.
She did in season 1. Yeah. Wow.
And also watching on TV, you'd be able to at least somewhat try and ask some of the questions that they asked too, right? You would think like you wouldn't just watch it and stare at the screen and be like, wow, that's crazy.
There was a scene that I liked between the dad and Inori where he like picked her up and like sang a song, but it was like a little weird because he had no idea that was Inori. It was just a random child, but it was very funny. So I forgave it. And so I think ultimately what my issue is, though, with this season, because there's a lot of things I still like about it. I think the interaction between the cast are still good. I think, Inori is still as lovable as ever. Tsukasa is still the GOAT, right? These things are here. When you were comparing this to Haikyuu, I was thinking about what the main reason I don't like Haikyuu is, right? And I talk about the explaining and the cutbacks and stuff, and this show doesn't do like as many flashbacks as Haikyuu does, right? Like anytime anyone touches a volleyball, we like learn about their, I don't know, dead brother or something, who like really wanted them to play volleyball.
Their dead brother's fish.
And yeah, who really wanted them to play volleyball. But the thing I don't like the most about Haikyuu is I don't believe Hinata is good at volleyball. I just don't believe it. The show has never convinced me that he's actually good. And at the end of season 1 in Medalist, I completely believed where Inori was. And I was very invested because it felt like a very organic growth to me. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'll be proven wrong in the movie. I don't know. But the way that I experienced season 2 is I do not believe Inori is as good as she is. Like, I just feel like she's been plot armored almost a little bit at how good she is at figure skating now, where she was learning how to do like a single axle last season, which was like not that long ago. And now they're having her do a quad and she can land it. And
I wonder if I legit would want to know, like, from an ice skater's perspective, how long it took them to go from a double to a triple or something like that. Or like, is Inori's growth actually realistic or is it plot armor? Like, I don't know if we have any figure skaters in the chat or listen, but if you do,
think that like, yeah. Now I'm good, like 100% clear. I could just be wrong, right? Like I don't know it at all. what the growth of a figure skater is like. In my perception, at least with the way they set up these people, because they set these people up and they're like, they've been doing it for 7 years and da da da, you know, and just so it's the time frame with Inori, but I don't know if that is a plausible time frame or not. And these other people are doing what is a normal time frame, you know, or is everyone she's with a little bit exceptional, but Hikaru is like the most you know, I just don't. I think the movie will clear up a lot by what the gap between her and Hikaru is.
So we should expo dump that, is what you're saying.
Yeah, what I need is okay. I need them to explain to me.
You need them to exposit.
Yeah, I need an expo dump on literally how muscles grow.
Yeah,
I needed a complete physiology lesson.
No, you see, Inori was born early in her birth year, so therefore she has 8 months advance on some of the other 7-year-olds.
Yeah. That's actually like really important, by the way.
Oh, 100%.
Like,
I was actually thinking about that. I was like, what if someone's better just because they've grown more? Like, you're just stronger at that age.
It's bad for that one girl. Remember, she hit her growth spurt early, and it like changed her center of gravity or whatever. And like, she has horrible shin splints.
Story of my life.
Okay, wait. I found a Reddit thread on this. Okay. Well, that's useless. Never mind. I'll see if there's anything useful in it, and I'll fill it in later. The first one is basically just saying what I'm saying. It's like, she's the protagonist. It doesn't matter. And it's like, okay, well, that doesn't help. Is it yes or no?
True.
Yeah.
We probably have time for one more question if we want to get an Eagle question in.
Yeah, let's do that then. Miles, pick your favorite Eagle question, unless Pete wants to pick it too.
You want me to do it?
I'll do it. Anyone can do it.
We're terrible at this.
Eagles question of the day.
There we go. How do you think the anime's direction, such as pacing, storyboarding, music, influences how we interpret Tsukasa and Jun's relationship compared to how it might come across in the manga? Are there moments that feel intentionally ambiguous?
That's a great question. Because
that is a very good question.
I feel like Tsukasa's an open book. I feel like how he is portrayed in the show is like wide open and you can tell exactly who he is. Jun feels like a type of character that there's something behind why he's like a complete asshole all the time, more than just like he's the edgelord character. I would the animation, it's more of like how he's framed, so I guess that's more of a direction like aspect of it, because he's always framed in like dark clothing, dark settings, smoking, is an asshole, is like very authoritative in his training. And I mean, that's obviously deliberate, but it does set it up to where maybe he can be deconstructed a little bit to understand why he is that person. So if that is how they're setting it up, I think they're doing a great job with both characters, because they are supposed to contrast each other. Like Tsukasa's golden retriever, Jun is the, misbehaved
black retriever.
Yeah, the
darkness,
the black lab, or what's like a grumpy dog or something. I don't know, but like there's something there and how they're both portrayed.
I was just saying he's a cat. Yeah,
he's the black cat.
There are no bad dogs, right?
Only bad owners.
So what I think is, I'm gonna do two things, because I think they sort of expanded on their dynamic. I don't think they've really had much of a relationship before any of this, but there's some sort of fun stuff that goes on with them. One thing that I really didn't like was the idea that Jun was like, Tsukasa, you're super talented, you should like go back and skate. Like if Tsukasa goes and just starts skating again and is very good at it, I will jump. I think that is not what I want to happen, like literally at all. I want him to be an amazing coach and find fulfillment in that, even though he couldn't find fulfillment in the thing that he wanted, like, unfortunately. And like, he could have been amazing, but he wasn't, but he's okay with that because he's able to be a great coach. What I like about their dynamic is that there's something about Jun that, like, Tsukasa's like a little ant compared to him, but it's like an ant he's really noticed for some reason. And like, Tsukasa lives like a little rent free in Jun's head. And I think that's sort of neat because he remembers a lot of the things Tsukasa does. And I hope we get that, like, why he is sort of grown attached to Tsukasa, even though he's not as talented and really isn't a standout as far as his accomplishments go. I would love to learn what it is, or if there's an event that maybe Tsukasa doesn't remember that Jun saw or something like that, or, you know, that makes, you know, when Tsukasa shows up with Inori, like, Jun remembers that, even though they were just like random people qualifying for whatever badge rank 2 or whatever, or how he remembered his ice dancing routine, even though most people remember like the flub at the end. Like, so does Jun. He brings it up because he's a dick, but he's also like, you were doing like great until you fucked up. You know what I mean? It was like, it was like really good until it wasn't, dude. You know, so I'm pretty intrigued about that. There's also like, Jun is secretly Hikaru's coach, right? And why that's the case and everything, like, why not publicly, is sort of interesting. So I think there's a lot to examine there. And I think I would love a little mini arc at some point where Jun gets to coach Inori for a little bit just to experience that, because I think that would be very funny. From like a, you know, Jun doesn't feel like he would be quite as uplifting as Tsukasa is. But then Inori would be like, you're not as good as Tsukasa, and that would drive him insane. So I think, you know, it would be a good little dynamic there. I don't know if that answers the question or not, but I think it's intentionally ambiguous, and I think we're supposed to figure it out eventually, is basically my thought.
Yeah, I think this show does a pretty good job of teasing things or setting things up, and then allowing them to deliver on themselves as the story progresses, I guess, is maybe a better way to phrase that. So I think, like, the relationship you talked about between Jun and Tsukasa is like very vague and ambiguous. Like, we don't know for sure why there's the tension, right? Other than obviously the initial meeting in season 1, but like, there's also just the rivalry kind of going on too. I don't know. I think they do a good job of like building, and then when the payoff eventually does come, I think it'll make it worth it. All right. There we go. I guess it's time for closing thoughts on Medalist season 2. And if there's anything that we missed, I would love for some comments in the Discord asking us any questions. We're always here. We're always in this Discord. Probably too much of our time is spent here. So come join us and spend too much of your time here as well. But yeah, let's thanks, Pat. Pat, why don't you give us your final score and your closing thoughts?
Oh, hello. Okay, hello. My name is Patrick. I love Medalist. I really do think Medalist is setting itself up to be one of the best sports animes ever made. I love every aspect of it. I love the characters, the cast, how they implemented. The only like real negative I would say about season 2 is that the OPs and EDs were not as good as season 1. Those were both omega bangers in season 1. Like, the season 2 like OP is like fun for I don't know. I'm not the audience.
It grew on me, but it grew from like to huh.
It reminded me of like a Kids Bob song. Like, I don't know. Like, I just couldn't.
I got the Kids Bob vibe for you.
It just felt like
agree.
a Kids Bob song. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just like for a sign in, like, it just didn't. I don't know. It matches the tone, but like, I don't know. It's whatever. I fucking love Medalist. It was so good. I can't wait for the movie. I hope we get more than one showing. I hope this is one of those like, or maybe it's one of those Crunchyroll anime nights type of thing. But oh no, this wasn't on Crunchyroll. Just kidding. Crunchyroll hates Medalist. But yeah, I thought just the showcase of the actual sport more was awesome. It was something different from season 1. It got me more involved into what's to come. I think it's going to make the impact for the bigger scenes even better because of what we got in this season. Yeah, I can't wait for it to see what's next to come. 9 out of 10. Really, really like Medalist season 2.
Go 9 out of 10. All right. Miles, Mr. Cranky Pants, apparently. What have you got?
So as I was talking about this, I remembered all the things I love about Medalist, and
Yay.
it makes it a little hard because, like, okay, the first thing I felt after I finished this was, like, kind of annoyed that it ended where it did. And that, you know, the whole season could have been, like, an email. Because, like, we didn't even, like, talk about the tournament and how people competed or anything, because, like, it just didn't matter. As Pete has mentioned, like, it was sort of a season focused on the technical aspects and like learning about different styles and learning a little bit, I think, more about Tsukasa and who he was a little subtly, and less focus on Inori, I guess, even though, you know, she did matter, of course, this season. But it was an interesting way to do things. I'm going to give it a 7 for right now, and we'll see how I feel later.
There we go.
Let's go.
Well done, Pete. You won. This is Miles conceding defeat. Totally
Another
not.
Pete dub.
There you go. All right. And for me, I won, actually, because I got him to give the same score I am giving as well, of a 7 out of 10. I feel pretty good about that. I gave season 1 an 8 for reference. I still think it's a very good show. I think it's continues to build up Inori and Tsukasa and their relationship. It's not really something we talked specifically about, but I love their dynamic. It's kind of sad that I give a show brownie points for this, but there's no romantic tension between them at all, or any sort of like the garbage that, for whatever reason, some shows have in terms of that. You know, Fruits Basket, right? You know, like there's nothing like that happening at all here, which I really appreciate.
Why do you call it Fruits Basket? You haven't even seen it.
I have seen it. What are you talking about?
Fruits Basket?
I've watched. We did it for seasonal. It's like 4 years ago. Yeah, the show came out in like
seasons of Fruits Basket.
Yes, I did.
Way to go, Pat.
I did. That's what I had free time and did golf.
All 3 seasons of Fruits Baskets were amazing, by the way.
They were all very good. Yeah,
check out our reviews.
Is it? Yeah,
it's the movie.
No, it's the movie, right? Yeah,
yeah.
It all blended together because I did do the movie right when I did the final season as well. But yes, okay. God, it's all coming back to me. The Zodiacs too. So fun. Very cool show. But yeah, so thanks for not doing that, Medalist. I really appreciate that, because I don't know, man. You just never know with these shows. There's none of it, though. It's not even like, oh, there's a slightest hint. None of it. And I really, really appreciate that. So yes, I want more of it, and I will look forward to more of it. And yeah, I'd like them to keep aging and move along here at a more realistic pace, but we'll get there. But so with my 7, we come out to a score of a 7.66 repeating on average between us at Watch Club, which is probably skewed by how few of us there are, but an 8.46 is what it is on Mal, so that's what, like 3/4 of a point lower? Just about. I'm sure it'll go up, though. The movie's going to be great. She's going to lose, and it's going to be great. I believe in it. But yeah, that wraps up our discussion on Yaoi on Ice Season 2. Now let's move on to what won this week for what we voted on. Miles, you have those results below. What are we watching 2 weeks from now?
I do. So we will. There's only 3, so I'm just going to cut to the winner in this case, because everything gets a legacy point. But we are going to be watching. Oh my god, I typed that so bad that it's actually fucking yes. I typed Shibugi or whatever it is like so poorly that it fucked up my ability to remember the name of the anime.
This will be a real fun conversation. I think whether you...
I am excited about it.
Whether you like the show or not, this will be a great conversation.
That's what I think. I could go either way on it. I people say
this is
like
you,
so we'll find out.
You're gonna give it a 10. You're 100.
Okay.
Your floor is a 9.
Okay.
7.16 though. Yeah. Oh my god.
No, trust me, it is great.
I like that it's 17 plus.
Sometimes with the subject matter, sometimes if sad things happen in these types of shows, people get mad and lower the score.
Yeah,
I don't know why this is lower, but like that's a potential reason. People get mad when not happy things happen in anime. Anyways, that being said, I want Inori to lose.
When people die in the death game anime, oh no.
Yeah, there you go. All right, well, what are we nominating then for 2 weeks after that? That'll be Memorial Day. So your show that you nominate must contain at least one American character that has served, by the way, too, because it's Memorial Day, because 4th of July, would be the America Day. So we need veterans. We need military veterans or active service members.
Okay.
In this show. What have you got, Pete?
I'm nominating A Few Good Men then, I guess. Like, you want the truth? You can't handle the truth.
It's one of my favorite movies. It's so good.
It's a great film. Real talk though, Socks has some dirt on me. So he threw out a recommendation and I like it a lot. So I'm gonna nominate the live action movie of Speed Racer.
Sure.
Okay. Sure.
Why not?
Is there not an anime that's like short enough?
I think it's like 80 episodes or something.
Yeah, it's like it's a kid's cartoon, like a Saturday, like nothing of consequence ever happens, kind of. I don't know, like show.
I'm pretty sure something happens immediately in that show.
Not immediately. Well, I mean, like
it's like a syndicated show. You're yes.
Yeah, like it's like you watch Pokemon and it's syndicate. Yeah, there you go. Okay. Syndicated was the word I was looking for, but fair enough. All right, well, I guess we'll do that. Yeah, the live action movie. That sounds interesting.
Yeah, it's
Miles.
2 episodes. Pete, am I allowed to nominate Togepi?
Sure.
You can say no if you want to.
Actually, for this type of setting, it's okay.
Okay.
I'd rather watch it with you guys than like by myself.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna do Togepi's Original Sin then, which is a show that did really, really, really well last year.
It was our runner-up for Anime of the Year, I believe.
It was.
Yeah.
Yes. And people have said it does the stuff that I like. So
there you go.
Therefore, I will nominate it.
I like that. That's sound logic. I got Speed Racers OP stuck in my, or maybe not OP, just the song that's singing every episode of it.
Go Speed Racer. Go Speed Racer.
I got it stuck in my head. And I just can't think of anything else right now.
Did it come out this year?
No, it came out like 2008.
What? Okay.
Have you never seen it?
Why were we talking about it?
Oh, because it got like re-released in IMAX like last week for like a day.
Okay.
And also the movie fucks. It is great.
Wait, is this the one with the white dude is the main Speed Racer guy?
Yeah. It's a feature film. Of course I'm white.
Holy shit. Okay.
It's like the Dragon Ball movie. Yeah. Of course Goku's white. His name's Goku.
These are some interest. John Goodman's in this movie?
He's the dad. The movie's great. I'm telling you, the movie is fantastic.
This movie has a 6.1 on IMDb.
They're wrong. The movie's good.
Okay.
Pat,
all right, that's Speed Racer movie. There we go. Go Speed Racer, go. I am gonna nominate My Happy Marriage again because it will eventually win. I think people like it and will vote for it. You two won't vote for it because you've already seen it before. But think about like little poor old me who hasn't seen it, so he would like to.
Dude, I might. So I'm not trying to watch Speed Racer right now.
I literally keep the manga on my desk.
There you go. I would very much appreciate it if you guys voted for it. For me, do it for me. Okay. That'd be really kind.
Okay, we got to do a thing where each of us gets a token once a year. Okay, and Pete just cast in his token. And it's just for a completely illegal fucking nomination. Like,
If it's anime adjacent, it's fine. Like we've nominated like Blue Samurai.
yeah, we've
Black
just never
Samurai,
done a live action movie before.
A live action is a bit of a stretch, I guess. Is there an
I guarantee
anime
you
watch
the movie
club?
is better than
Yeah.
the anime. I guarantee you.
Well, no, but is there an anime movie for Speed Racer that we could just dive into
no,
head
I don't
first
think
with
there
no
is.
context?
At least on Mal. But trust me, you want to watch this. The people want us to watch it. And who am I to deny the people?
Just the person
Yeah,
in charge.
Speed Racer
You're
the
right.
movie, the 1967 classic that's a compilation of 3 episodes of the iconic anime series.
Pass.
I think we'll pass on a 1960s
Can we
show.
also watch that?
You can
If
watch
Speed
it.
Racer wins?
Go for it.
It's like only an hour.
Hey,
I would do that.
You have so much free time, Miles. Why don't you go watch it?
Okay, Pete. I just want to watch a 1967 anime.
We're watching
I think that
a
would be,
2008 anime.
I think that would be neat if we did that.
You can nominate it next time.
Okay.
All right. Well, I was the only one who followed the theme by nominating a military brat. By the way.
Sorry. I meant to nominate Fate Strange Fake, which takes place in America and contains a service member. So, you're welcome.
Yep.
There we go. Thank you, guys.
You
All right,
should
but
nominate
I guess
that though.
I will later. It's on my short list.
Okay, sick. Because that
you
show.
won't be allowed to.
Yeah, you can.
No, it's the theme week. Duh. No, obviously not.
Oh, I mean, Pete, would you much rather me do that than Togepi?
Yes.
Okay. Let's see if I can edit it before anyone says me votes.
So
That'll be the deciding factor.
For the podcast, are you changing your nomination?
Yeah, I'll do Fate Strange Fake. That's
Perfect.
If you're not like super jazzed about, which I get, I'm not trying to torture you, dude.
Well, it's like one of those things where it's like it won our anime, or it got our runner-up for anime of the year, but it has content that I really don't like watching, so it's a double-edged sword. I feel like, but
okay, I've already gotten 2 first place votes for Togepi.
That's fine.
So
We'll
I think
keep
it's
it.
a little.
Well,
Okay.
it'll probably
sorry, I
win, and you can
apologize.
nominate Fate next week.
Okay.
Yeah, let's just do that. Easy dubs.
Or
People
vote
have
for My
been-
Happy
yeah.
Marriage. There you go.
Pat,
Come full
you
circle. There we go.
Pat, it ain't winning.
It's done well. It has come in second a couple times as
Okay.
usual with my shows. So and it got a legacy point this past week, which has to mean something.
You've been nominating Princess
it means
Principal
nothing.
movies for 5 years, and they still have not won.
I think the issue with that is that me, who would normally be the biggest proponent of trying to get those done besides Pat, just decided to watch them.
Yeah.
And I've just watched them all. I'm just like, yeah, I did it.
Sad days. I work so hard, and this is the
other issue is that besides literally the 3 of us, the amount of turnover that this segment has had since we watched pre during like episode 3 or whatever of the fucking thing.
Yeah, it's been like 6
is
years.
massive.
It was episode 2, by the way. That we watched
Okay, yeah.
We watched Made in Abyss, and then now we're at Princess Principal. Yeah, I don't remember any of the faces of you could show me like 20 different maid or like gothic schoolgirl characters, and I could not tell you which of the 4 were like the main cast of Princess Principal, but it's steampunk. It's pretty cool. But that's not what I nominated. Again, My Happy Marriage. There we go. But yes, that'll wrap up Watch Club for tonight. I am so freaking hungry. What's my next line? My next line is thank you so much for listening. And Pete, take it away, please. Thank you. God damn it.
If you have made this far and you
my
want to
God.
support us, best way to do so, like, comment, subscribe, leave a review on whatever platform you are watching or listening to us on. Next week is the fan favorite My Anime List review game we'll be doing. I believe it's like our 10th or 11th edition. So people like it. I like it. It's fun. We'll be doing that. Otherwise, if you're here for Watch Club, we will see you in 2 weeks for Shiba Yugi, playing death games to put food on the table. Thanks, and we'll see you next time. Peace.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.